Hey bitches, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be upfront in this video. I'm going to be talking some shit about Mikayla Nogueira, and I'm also going to be talking some shit about Tana Mongeau as well as Brooke Schofield. I would like everyone out there to remember though that these are just my opinions and opinions are not facts. I want to say thank you to everyone for hyping up my last video and the video before that. The hype feature is new. Not everybody has it. I still do not have it on my mobile. I don't think you can do it from the desktop, but I still don't have it on my mobile either, which is a little bit annoying. I can see everyone else getting hyped, but I cannot participate. I know you currently only get 3 of them per week, which I know is very annoying because 3? You'd think it'd be like maybe like 5 or 6 that they would give out for free because people watch so much content here on YouTube. So if you so choose and you have the feature, if you could please hype up this video, I would greatly appreciate it. But the first thing that I want to talk about is, do you guys remember that guy Matthew Stevens over on TikTok? He owns the company Illusion Bronze. He's the guy that owns the self-tanning company that at the beginning of 2024, he called out Mikayla Nogueira because apparently she was going to review his product and she was going to make a video for TikTok. So he was like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy a bunch of stock for this. I think that he said that he spent like $10,000. And he purchased a lot of stock in advance because he knows that if Mikayla Nogueira talks about something on TikTok and she gives it a glowing review, everyone is going to want to buy that product. So before I go any further in this video, have y'all ever heard of flavored air? But also shout out to Fume for once again sponsoring my channel. So I know I joke around all the time on this channel about gardening, but I told you guys before that I'm trying during the daytime to really cut back on a certain habit, if you know what I mean. And that is where Fume comes in. I was actually very excited when the company reached out to me again for another sponsorship because I have been using this every single day. It was honestly getting to the point for me where I was hitting my vape every single moment of every single day. Like, was I bored? Was I rewarding myself for completing a task? Who knows? Every single moment I was hitting that vape and I was just like sick and tired of it. I was like, I need to cut back on this a little bit. So Fume has really came in clutch when it comes to that because this thing, I really truly do love this device. First of all, the fact that it's like a little fidget spinner as well is just like so entertaining for me because I am someone, I have a little bit of a tick. I've never really talked about this tick, but I will literally sit here all day and I will just be rubbing my finger all back and forth on my fingernails. And sometimes I'll even take my fingernail and I'll start rubbing it across my lip. So thanks to Fume, on top of keeping me away from my vape during the day, at least until the hours of 5 p.m. because it's not too crazy. But as someone who clearly fidgets, and Dustin has even noticed this himself, I'm not doing that as much anymore. And I'm definitely not rubbing it across my lip. I'm literally just sitting there. I love this. I never got into the fidget spinners that you would spin around your finger, but this one, I really like this. Over 500,000 people have already added Fume into their daily routine, and honestly, I totally get why. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device that brings flavor to your mouth, not your lungs. And honestly, at 36, I need to start looking after my lungs, so thank you, Fume. I want to make this very clear. Fume is not a vape, not an e-cig. It is just flavored air. And for everyone out there that likes to vape, what is worse than getting on a flight and not being able to actually like hit it? Some of y'all are trying to risk it in the bathroom. I just know it, but you can use Fume anywhere with no restrictions. There's also no batteries and no charging. You just literally pick it up and go. If you are interested in checking out Fume for yourself, please check out the link below, which is tryfume.com/viewer's choice. Or you could use the QR code, which is somewhere here on the screen. For a limited time, if you order the Journey Pack and you use my code viewer's choice, you're going to get a free topper with your order. So once again, I want to say thank you to Fume for sponsoring my channel. And if you guys are curious what flavor I have inside of mine right now, it is the mint. And let me tell you, it truly does. It smells amazing. Oh, that just like really cleared out my nostrils. Well, if you do not remember, here is a little refresher.
Mikayla's lies have cost me $10,000. Yes, I am $10,000 in debt because of her lies. In October, I made a video asking Mikayla if there was any way she would review my small business. My business Illusion Bronze went viral last year, and in the video to Mikayla, I just explained, hey, there's this multi-million-dollar company who's sort of knocking off my idea, and I could really use your help. If you don't know, Illusion Bronze is the only custom self-tanner mixed for each individual client based off your eye color, hair color, and skin tone. I launched in January. This multi-million-dollar brand had a line of 4 shades coming out in April. After seeing I had gone viral with my concept, this brand put a quiz on their website asking people for their eye color, hair color, and skin tone, and they
Okay, now I'm remembering. So a big part of this drama, was it not that Mikayla like actually reviewed the competitor's product and it was not Illusion Bronze? Very shady. Very, very shady.
Suggest 1 of 4 colors, so it basically cheapened and simplified my idea, obviously, because I have 125 customizable colors. I tried to convince myself that it was a coincidence, but there were a few girls who went viral from reviewing my
product that were genuine, authentic reviews. And this multi-million-dollar brand went after them, paying them to do reviews of their brand and mention the things that were unique about my product but instead say it about theirs. So imagine my surprise when 4 days after I asked Mikayla if she would review my small business, she reviews the specific line from the multi-million-dollar company who was knocking me off. Now keep in mind, when I asked her to review my product line and then she reviewed the competitor 4 days later, their line had been out for 6 months at this time. So I didn't believe it to be a coincidence. It's not that I was blaming her. I didn't think it was her fault. But I thought, wow, this company has already gone after the small influencers who blew up my brand and paid them. They must have seen my video to Mikayla and now paid her too. This video I posted, wondering if it was a coincidence, garnered 4 million views.
Guys, you really like the packaging of whatever this is. What company did that? Because I have not seen this packaging on TikTok from anyone since this drama happened with Matthew Stevens and Mikayla. Who did that? Was it Bondi Sands? Is that who it was?
Kayla DM'd me the next morning and said it was an absolute coincidence. It would never be my intention to hurt a small business. She said, I think I actually have your tanner. Regardless, when I get home, I will make my purchase and try your tanner ASAP. We DM back and forth for a while. She does say, I wish you would have come to me first. I was like, how? So then she gave me her phone number, asked to speak on the phone. We talked for like 20 minutes. She was like, my parents are small business owners. They've experienced similar things. I was like, wow, this poor girl, like she's young. She's doing the best she can. Once she's home, she shows me that she has the product.
And girl, she turned on that manipulation on that phone.
As well as shits all over my competitor, but I'm not gonna blast that. And for a second, I really thought like, wow, maybe this misunderstanding is turning into a friendship. Well, in October, she told me she was posting it ASAP, and then 2 months passed by.
Girl, that was honestly a mistake, thinking that Mikayla was reaching out for anything other than trying to just correct this wrong because the heat was getting too bad for her on the internet. There was no friendship that Mikayla was looking for. It reminds me of James Charles back in 2019 when he was getting called out before the Tati stuff. I believe it was the Gage, was his name Gage Gomez, was the guy at Coachella. I think that's what his name was. When all of that was going on, James Charles messaged all of the drama channels and was trying to get in everyone's ear about like, here's like what actually happened. Can you put out this side of the story and not what he's saying over here?
And move forward. I was like, damn, it's unfortunate that she really is the person that people say she is. I don't think that she understands that just because I don't have 15 million followers, I do have almost 72,000. And people tag her in my videos and ask me about her every single day now for the past 3 months. So one day when someone was in my live asking me where Mikayla's review was, I said, guys, just let it go. And then people started going to her page and commenting, where's the Illusion Bronze review? Mikayla texted me almost immediately, I don't know if you mentioned me or something somewhere, but I'm getting so many comments about trying the tanner and I'm actually using it this weekend. She says, I'll be posting a video about it tomorrow, December 7th. Now, in the past, Mikayla made a video about how she doesn't review indie brands anymore because they can't keep up with the orders.
There's been a few instances where the indie brand cannot handle the capacity.
It is just so crazy, like in the beauty influencer space, to just go back and watch the faces through the years. Because wow, this was just end of 2023, beginning of 2024.
To fulfill all of those orders.
I was a long-term fan and follower, so I remembered that video, and the last thing that I wanted to do was embarrass myself, my business, or her. And Shopify had kept offering me a $10,000 loan. So when she told me, I'm reviewing this tomorrow, I was like, let me take that loan. The money gets deposited within like 24 hours, and I spent all $10,000 on product. I honestly felt like that day was Christmas.
This is where people got very upset with him because they were like, there was no contract signed. They were like, why are you taking such a leap with $10,000 worth of product when you have not seen the video she said she's going to be doing? You do not know if she's actually going to do this video. She clearly has a track record of saying she's going to do it and then not doing it. So I understood at the time why people were saying that to him.
I was so excited. I kept refreshing my TikTok feed. And when she finally posted, she clearly had a tan on, but it was hideous. Talking like beyond orange. And the hands were a mess. I genuinely didn't understand with how my product line works, how she could turn out looking like that. Still, I tried to find the least offensive photo of this tan I could find and texted her, "You look beautiful." Here is my message below. I say I wish I could have given her tips and talked to her more about how long to leave it on for. When she and I were on the phone, Mikayla wanted to make sure that my tan was a rapid tan, which it is. You leave it on 1 hour for light, 2 hours for medium, 3 hours for dark. She told me she doesn't like using tans that you leave on for a long time. But she told me she left on mine for 12 hours, so I'm like, is that why it turned out so bad? Still, she tells me she loves it. If you're unaware of this, Mikayla usually posts in chronological order, so I'm like, if this is my tan, why didn't she post a review video? She said she was posting it today. Called my mom so upset. I'm like, Mom, when she posts this video, no one is gonna wanna buy my self-tanner. Like, how did it turn out this way? My mom said, Matt, with all the orders you've had, has anybody ever told you they look orange? Have you ever seen a photo of someone who looks orange after using Illusion Bronze? And I was like, no. And then I went back and I looked at her full body and I realized,
I have to say, I did buy the Illusion Bronze for Dustin because he wanted to try out some self-tanners. And it actually was around the time that this drama was going on with Mikayla. And Dustin did not look orange. He actually did like the product.
She got a spray tan. Not only did she lie when she said she was posting a review the next day, but she lied to me pretending she even used it at all. Like, why not just say I didn't get a chance to use it? Why are you saying I slept in it and I love it? Just say you didn't have time. So for the next 3 weeks, I'm stewing. I'm like, where's the review? $10,000 worth of products showed up at my house. Finally, I'm like, listen, she doesn't know how much money I spent, so let me just tell her the situation and that it's stressing me out, and I know she'll make it right. Pause if you want to read, but basically I tell her 3 weeks earlier, I placed an order for $10,000 because I wanted to be prepared. And as someone who talks about their mental health so much, I wanted to let her know that I was really stressed out about this. And if she could find the energy to do a New Year's Eve tan, I would really appreciate it. Oh my.
Okay, but going back to him getting the $10,000 worth of product, I do understand him doing that because when Mikayla talks about a product and she gives it a really good review, like she loves it, you know how she like really amps it up for the videos, then he obviously would be getting an influx of orders. So he wanted to have the stock on hand. So I do get where he was coming from.
God, well, the good news is you'll have the stock when the video is posted. She told me she didn't have time to make a review when she originally used the product, even though I now know she didn't use the product at all. Well, she did find the time to do a New Year's Eve tan.
Now I'm going to do my base. I am going to match myself Tana.
But for some reason, she chose not to review mine in that moment, even knowing there was $10,000 worth of products sitting in my home. Now it's the second week of January, 2 weeks since I've told her about this, and she's gotten another spray tan. So she said she was posting it ASAP in October. The first week of December, she said, I'm posting the review tomorrow. 2 weeks ago, I told her because she said that, I ordered $10,000 worth of product. And she's had 2 tans since then, and not once did it cross her mind, hey, I really should post that review. This guy has all this product sitting in his house because of what I said to him. She doesn't care about me, my mental health, my finances, my stress, but she expects everyone else to care about her mental health. You're not the only one, babe. You're not the only one.
She gets in trouble
I'm telling you guys this now because last night people were commenting on her videos saying, I support Matthew's small business, review Illusion Bronze. She responded no, she responded shut up, and she started blocking people. I've got 10K worth of product in my home, so if you'd like to start out your new year with the only custom tan, please visit Illusion Bronze. And if you're not somebody who uses self-tanner or can't afford it, please follow me. That's the biggest thing that you can do to help. I want to make sure that I am doing what I can to highlight small businesses this year for no compensation. We need to be helping each other in 2024, not just ourselves.
Okay, so that video started to gain a lot of traction because obviously there are a lot of people out there that are looking for Mikayla to fail and just looking for any reason to drag her on social media. And honestly, without situations like this, we wouldn't be sitting here right now to have a little chit chat. So thank you once again, Mikayla. And Matthew's company did start to gain a lot of traction and receive a lot of orders because people were like, it's so effed up what Mikayla did to you. We are so sorry here. We're going to make an order ourselves. Mikayla did actually make a response to Matthew's video.
I really like Matthew. Matthew's a really nice guy. I've had good conversations with him. But I find it really unfortunate that he decided to take this issue to TikTok and fabricate a lie in order to prove a point.
She called him a liar.
Am I entirely wrong that I didn't review the Tana when I said I would? Yes. Did I mention him that I didn't get to it? Yes. But still, nonetheless, I should have reviewed the Tana sooner. But to fabricate a lie that when I told him I used his Tana, He says I lied to him and used a spray tan. I've never gotten a spray tan in my life. I'd like to brief with that. Second of all, the reason that the tan appeared orange is the same reason I look kind of like really warm and orangey right now. The video
I was
has
thinking
color
those
grading on
hands.
it.
That is
So
bold
if
to wear
I
white.
take the color grading off of my video, let me show you what I look like. And this was just in a video of me showing my outfit. So if I did a video using the Tana, it wouldn't have color grading on it, but it was just a random video. So let me take the color grading off and show you what I actually look like. This is with the color grading off. Totally different. And yes, I have this Tana on, and I'm not orange.
I'm going to be so for real.
And I've never
Those
gotten a spray
knuckles,
tan, and
those
I didn't
hands still
lie.
look a little bit
And
orange.
again, I am completely in the wrong because I should not have told Matthew, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, when tomorrow came and I couldn't do it. And I did tell him I wasn't able to get to it because I was in a rush. But I was going to get to it. I always get to it. It just sometimes takes a bit. Anyways, he messages me again around, New Year's and lets me know that he had purchased 10,000 units or $10,000 worth of Tana, which I did not advise him to do that. That is a business decision that he made. Fact of the matter is, I didn't get to it yet. That's it. If you look at my track record of Tana videos, making a Tana video is different than me sitting at my beauty desk. I do them like once or twice a year. And I don't tan often at all. Last year I tanned maybe 3-4 times. So I know that like 4 months has gone by since I said I would do the review, but I just don't tan a lot and I don't make tanning videos a lot. He cannot rely on me for the success of his brand. He just can't. I don't know what to do in this situation, but I am sorry.
So Matthew did actually respond to Mikayla's video because, I mean, she flat out called him a liar in her video, saying that he was basically fabricating a story and bringing it over to TikTok for some attention and probably, she was like, he just wants to get some sales off of this, which, I mean, honestly, you never know. Because of this situation and the drama that he had with Mikayla, this might have actually got him more attention for his brand than if Mikayla actually posted a review of his product.
Mikayla just posted a response to my TikTok. I want to be very clear about why I made the decision to post that video. The day before yesterday, my followers were commenting on one of Mikayla's videos about her reviewing Illusion Bronze. And Mikayla made the decision to respond to them and say things like no and shut up, and proceeded to block a lot of people that are following me. That really triggered me because 2 weeks ago was when I told Mikayla that I had spent $10,000 on product. No, Mikayla did not tell me to spend $10,000 on product, but her knowing that I had just spent all that money on product, why is she responding to people in her comment section saying things like no and shut up and blocking them? So Mikayla, that is why I posted that video.
I really like Matthew. Matthew's a really nice guy. I've had good conversations with him. But I find it really unfortunate that he decided to take this issue to TikTok and fabricate a lie in order to prove a point. Am I entirely wrong that I didn't review the Tana when I said I would? Yes. Did I mention to him that I didn't get to it? Yes. But still, nonetheless, I should have reviewed the Tana sooner. But to fabricate a lie that when I told him I used his Tana, he says I lied to him and used a spray tan. I've never gotten a spray tan in my life. I'd like to brief with that.
If Mikayla is saying that she didn't get a spray tan, I'm not going to double down. If I'm wrong...
Which, if that is true that Mikayla has never had a spray tan, I actually wonder why, because some of these self-tanners that people are using at home, which majority of these self-tanners that people are using at home, when they get it on their hands, they get it on their knees, they get it on their elbows, they get it on their feet, they literally, it looks like they have clay all over their hands, and it's not appealing. It does not look good. Everyone knows you are wearing a fake tan, and over time, it just starts to look worse. So, girl, get a spray tan. Have those professionals work it up for you, because just why would you want to walk around with your hands looking like that?
Wrong, and I apologize for that. See, I've been airbrush tanning people for half of my life. And there's something called either a heavy hand or a light hand when you're airbrushing. And when somebody has a heavy hand, it's usually a bad spray tan or somebody inexperienced. They'll start out on one part of the arm, the higher part light, and then it gets really heavy as they pull down. And as somebody who's spray tanned a lot of people, that's what it appeared like to me. But like she said, that's not true.
Second of all, the reason that the tan appeared orange is the same reason I look kind of like really warm and orangey right now. The video has color grading on it.
She does always look very orange.
So if I take the color grading
Jersey
off of my video, let me show you what I look like. And this was just in a video of me showing my outfit. So if I did a video using the Tana, it wouldn't have color grading on it, but it was just a random video. So let me take the color grading off and show you what I actually look like. This is with the color grading off. Totally different. And yes, I have this Tana on, and I'm not orange at all. And I've never gotten a spray tan, and I didn't lie. Again, I am completely in the wrong because I should not have told Matthew, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, when tomorrow came and I couldn't do it. And I did tell him I wasn't able to get to it because I was in a rush. But I was going to get to it. I always get to it. It just sometimes takes a bit.
I just want to clarify again, when she told me she was posting it tomorrow, she did not the next day tell me, oh, I'm so sorry, I was so busy, I didn't get to it. She didn't tell me that until 3 weeks later when I contacted her and said, hey, you said you were posting this the next day, I bought all this product. Then she said, oh, I'm sorry, I was too busy, I didn't get to it.
Anyways, he messages me again around, New Year's and lets me know that he had purchased 10,000 units or $10,000 worth of Tana, which I did not advise him to do that. That is a business decision that he made.
Mikayla did not advise me to do that, and I 100% did that on my own, and here is why.
I used to review indie brands all the time. When I was making those indie brand review videos, 90 to 100% of the time, the product would sell out. There's been a few instances where the indie brand cannot handle the capacity to fulfill all of those orders. There have been cases where I sold out a product and the brand got greedy and put the product back in stock, but it wasn't back in stock, and people ordered it and then waited months to receive it because this indie brand was dishonest. Had people buying a product that wasn't even in stock.
Does that video explain to you guys at all when she texted me on her own, out of the blue, hey, I'm posting a review tomorrow, that I would go and purchase a lot of product?
Fact of the matter is, I didn't get to it yet. That's it.
This final part of the video is the only part that really pissed me off. I will say almost no one in my comment section was defending Mikayla, but the 2 or 3 people said the exact same thing, which she regurgitated. He can't rely on her for the success of his business.
He cannot rely on me for the success of his brand. He just can't. I don't know what to do in this situation, but I am sorry.
My business did very well last year, long before Mikayla. I was not relying on her for the sole success of my business that I've worked on for 6 or 7 years. This is just about when you say you're gonna do something, just do it. I think it's called integrity.
Okay, so the reason that I wanted to take that trip down memory lane and refresh everyone's memory about that is because I've seen Matthew over on TikTok, and he has been saying that sales have really slowed down because he did get a ton of orders when this drama was popping off with Mikayla. Things have settled down, the orders are not coming so much, so his business could be in jeopardy. So he's been over on TikTok, kind of having like a mini version of a crash out, some people in his comment section were calling it. But Matthew, I am here to let you know that this is your moment to shine, because what the fuck is going on over here with... There are so many different shades of orange that are going on with Mikayla Nogueira in this. I do not understand how people that are as rich as the person in this video, Jaclyn Hill is very guilty of this all the time as well. How do y'all end up looking like this when it comes to self-tanners? You have too much money to be looking like this. Matthew, what I'm saying to you is you need to spark up this drama again over on TikTok. You need to get those views. You need to let her know you should have reviewed my product because it is such a great product. And what are you looking like now, girl? A fool is what you are looking like. Why? Why do influencers, especially in the beauty space, why are they determined to look like this? Please, can someone let me know down in the comment section. The arms, normally it's just like the hands that are so discolored, but the whole entire arm compared to like the rest of the body. I do really like the hair color though. I do. So moving on from that, let's talk about Tana Mongeau and Brooke Schofield and the future of the canceled podcast episode. Because a few weeks ago, fans were gooped and gagged at some comments that Tana made on an episode of the canceled podcast about what would be happening to the actual episodes. And honestly, I think that Brooke was a little gagged as well because Tana was talking about deleting all of the episodes, and Brooke does get a little bit of a paycheck from the canceled podcast, and she put a lot of time and effort and energy and work into all of those episodes, so people are like, she should have some say in what happens to them. But basically what Tana was saying is that before the canceled podcast was even uploaded to that channel, it was her vlog channel, and it was at 2 million subscribers. It's at like 2.5, like right under 2.5 now, I believe. But people were pissed that Tana even had the audacity, gall, and motherfucking gumption to even think about deleting the episodes of the canceled podcast off of the channel. There were people literally making TikToks telling Brooke that she needs to lawyer up because there was apparently no contract in place, and that she needs to go after Tana and try to do something about these episodes because they have to stay up. I mean, this was a huge topic among the fandom, especially over on TikTok. Like, you would have thought that they were going to war. Like, it was insane over on TikTok how many people flip-flop from dragging Brooke for the guy that she's going to be getting married to literally getting behind her and rallying because Tana was like, I'm going to delete all these episodes. And then a bunch of other influencers started talking about it, so Tana decided that she was going to actually sit down and address the whole thing over on TikTok. If you don't remember, here's what Tana had to say in that TikTok video.
Okay, I really wasn't gonna make a TikTok about this, and I thought about it. I almost did, and I really wasn't going to because genuinely I don't feel the need to. But then Harry Jowsey just called me on live, right? And he's like, oh my God, are we Team Tana or Team Brooke? And I'm like, okay, when Harry Jowsey's on live calling me about something, maybe I should just talk about it. And I did talk about it on the podcast, and that's coming out in like 5 or 6 days. But I'm seeing some discourse. And I want to put some rumors and some thoughts that people are having to bed. If you did not see, on the last episode of the canceled podcast, I am sitting with Brooke, and towards the end, I implore the idea of deleting episodes of canceled. Don't shoot. I should not have just said that so flippantly. The problem is, obviously, though, when you're sitting in your
She honestly should not have brought that up. People are acting like Tana is Brie Olsen, like kidnapping a baby, like snatching somebody's firstborn.
Podcasting with someone that you have done this with for so long, and like you're on tour together and you're friends. I know the F word, it scares you all. You just say shit sometimes. You say shit flippantly. An idea comes through your head and you say it. And I think that's
People
where
don't
I went
believe
wrong.
they're really
I think
friends.
if I was going to say that, I should have said all of my thoughts on that. Not just like, hey, should we delete years of our life's work and a body of work that means so much to not only us, but other people? But obviously also we're on tour, and every night this video is playing of me on the podcast specifically. It's the episode with Trevor Wallace, and that one might have to get chopped up. We might silently be deleting some things. And it's me talking about the double-ended situation in Paris. And after you see that clip so many times, there are lots of things like that on Canceled where I'm like, even Brooke and I were just on the last episode reacting to some old episodes, and it's like, you really had to say that. You really had to talk about that body that you caught to millions. And I know that's what made Canceled what it is. And I'm so aligned with holding hands with that version of myself now. But there are obviously days where you're like, damn, digital footprint. But also I understand, like, I'm toothbrush girl to some. I don't need to delete them.
Oh,
and eventually
there's
I
one thing
obviously
that Tana
came
will
to
always be to not just some, but to everyone out there, and that is toothbrush girl. Nobody will ever forget about Tana and her toothbrush story.
my senses and just like also realize what it means to so many people. And the last thing I would want to do is take that away from anyone. And I shouldn't have said it so flippantly. I should have just explained that I was having a day where I was like struggling with the footprint a little bit. And people telling her to lawyer up and seeing all of that discourse is so funny to me, because it's like she can, right? She could go get 15 lawyers. I would only be, and people are only afraid of people lawyering up if they have something, A, that they're trying to hide, or B, that they're trying to shyst someone on. And one thing I am not ever going to do is shyst Brooke Schofield on one single dollar. I am so aware of her importance in Canceled. Canceled would have never been.
Everybody remember that, because that might be a moment that we are coming back to later down the line with this. She said, I am never going to shyst Brooke Schofield out of $1.
and what it was without Brooke. Same with the live show, same with everything. Why? And y'all think we're Mr. Beast, okay? Y'all think the AdSense is like why the fuck am I gonna shyster on like $4,000 in the end? Like, that would just be so stupid. And
True.
I want nothing but the best for the girl. Like, I originally sat her on the couch on Canceled as she was leaving her waitress job because I believed that she was destined for more. And then people enjoyed it, and it snowballed into this co-host Canceled that ended up being so amazing. Like, there were so many moments across Canceled where she carried me on her back, and she carried the show or the live show or did so many things, you know, and I'm so aware of that. So to try to take anything away from her or not want the best for her or like her money or anything, it's just like, it's pointless and it makes no sense to me. I am closing this chapter and we're moving forward, and I want nothing but the best for her and myself. But like, I'm not going to do her wrong, especially in the end when like, I am so well aware of how vital she was to this whole fucking thing, you know? I 100% see her having a podcast and succeeding in the future. I see her slaying a reality television.
I did see that there were some people leaving comments and they were wondering why Tana just doesn't like take herself off of Canceled and maybe just come on for like a few episodes here and there if she wanted to, but give the podcast to Brooke and maybe, I think Paige is her name, because people really like when Brooke and Paige go back and forth on the podcast as well. So maybe that could be a possibility and Canceled just wouldn't be over like for good. People are sick and tired of their favorite podcast coming to an end. I mean, we all remember how upset people were when Frenemies actually came to an end. We have to admit, Frenemies was some entertaining content for sure.
Lane or whatever she fucking wants, whatever makes her happy, you know? And I recognize that I shouldn't have said that so flippantly. I should have given more insight into the headspace I was in, you know, right, to say like, oh, should we delete all of these things? And I'm not going to. It is my channel, however. It was at 2 million before we started Canceled. Like, and I uploaded so many things on that channel for like 7 years. And I see all the time, even with Trisha, like the Just Trish was Dish with Trish. It was something before that. Not Loveline was something before that on that channel. Like, those are her channels. And I've seen so many people do that, like end up rebranding their channels that they own a million ways. There is a part of me that doesn't know if that's what I want to do, because whatever I end up stepping into in the future, I have no desire for it to be just like or compared to Canceled. Like, if I wanted to do something similar to Canceled or that was going to be compared to Canceled or like a versus thing, I would just keep doing Canceled. So there is a part of me that does see productivity in doing whatever I do next on a different channel, but also it's my channel and I own it and I can do what I want with it. And Brooke's well aware of that. And all of these things have also been so negotiated. Like, when we came back to Canceled the second time, like after the set, and we were in the house, like, and touring and everything, like, she has a setup and so do I. And our manager sat in and we get paid. She hasn't touched $1 of her Canceled earnings. The girl's got money. And most importantly of all of this, regardless of the future of a channel or the lawyer up allegations or the money or anything like that, it is so disheartening to the both of us, but also proves the message of why Canceled has to end. Seeing the entire internet and me receiving phone calls from Harry Jowsey and whoever else, are you Team Tana or Team Brooke? I'm not doing that at 27 years old. I think there was a point in my life where I probably would have paid cold, hard cash to have this many eyes on a situation of team me versus team someone else. And it's not who I am anymore. I'm too old. Like, and there can't physically be teams when A, we're on the same team, her and I right now, about all of this, but also B, we are moving on with our big, beautiful lives that are different and incomparable. And all of this is said on the next episode of Canceled and we talk about it, but I just like seeing some of this stuff is so disheartening because I am fighting for exactly the opposite of what people are saying. But I also understand that saying what I said on the last podcast so flippantly can cause this type of speculation and conversation. So here I am being a part of it. Now I'm gonna move on with my day. And I love you guys and I love what Canceled is, and Canceled will be staying up And I can't thank Brooke enough for being my other half across this journey. And I will see to the fact that she gets everything that she deserves from this and more, and supporting anything she does, you know?
So Brooke and Tana did actually address this over on the latest episode of the podcast, so I figured we would just watch it together real quick. There were people that were like very torn on this, because there are some people out there that think that if Tana did not get the pushback that she received about actually deleting the episodes, which there were some people out there that were like, it's Tana's channel, she can do whatever the F she wants to with it, which is true. It does belong to her, and she had 2 million subscribers on it before they actually did the podcast. I have it pulled up now. Actually, it's 2.4 million subscribers. I mean, they did grow a little bit on the channel with Brooke on it. In my opinion, I totally get what people are saying when they think that Tana would have just deleted the episodes off of the channel and kept it pushing with some new kind of content. She did just get a condo over in Hawaii, so maybe that's where this channel is going to start to go. I mean, during Tana's time on social media, she has definitely done a lot of very shady things, so I would not be surprised if that would have been the route that she took.
Hello and welcome back to the Canceled Podcast.
Much better.
That was, I needed to hit the ups, the up tones.
Uppity.
I am really deciding how I want to navigate today's episode.
Okay.
Because the last 24 hours have reminded me that even though we closed off this tour and we have 2 episodes left, that the Canceled Podcast is going to be the Canceled Podcast till the very last minute.
Yeah, we can't have our last, literally like the last thing we have to show for it be like.
And I mean that in multiple ways. I almost mean like the internet is still going to be the internet until the very last minute. And well, I think I should just lead by correcting myself from the last episode, to be so honest.
We are not
People were
deleting
pissed.
the Canceled Podcast.
Yes, and I think that, first of all, I think sometimes we've been doing this for so long that you sit and you're talking and you just flippantly say things, and that's just like, I was having like a real Brooke and Tana at lunch conversation on camera, and then if I was gonna say that, I should have like led with more explanation. And then I even watched it and I debated it, and I was like, oh, whatever, like it's a funny, but like I thought you being like, do you hate me that much, was like funny. And then I was just like, oh my God, like
If there's one thing I know for sure, it's that I'm always going to think something's funny that isn't funny.
as much as there's a part of me that's like, this is just like technically a business conversation that should be had just off camera, there is a part of me that feels like, because I now said that, chose to post it, that I should say more words.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We're in this state on tour where we're going on stage every single night and we're playing this video that is beautifully reminiscent. However, there are also clips of me talking about getting with a double-ended dildo.
A classic.
And, you know, there is something about doing that every single night, and you're just like, dildo, dildo. Like, you know, eventually it's like, Jesus, you know.
You know what's like so crazy about them even talking about deleting these episodes of the Cancel Podcast? As if, especially after when Tana mentioned that she was going to think about deleting them off of those, if you think that people have not gone through and downloaded every single episode of this to either upload to a different YouTube channel or put somewhere else to live online, you would be wrong. There's probably so many people that have these videos backed up.
Footprint. And I was just like, I don't know, just throwing something at a wall, just thinking about my digital footprint. And then, but obviously with any more further thought, like we were talking about this yesterday, it's like toothbrush. Like, and I still stand on exactly what we were saying in the prior episodes. Like, Canceled is a scrapbook. We're not deleting it, okay? And I shouldn't have just flippantly said that, because it is a beautiful archive, okay?
I know.
And it is, and I'm not deleting it. And it was just a flippant thought that it's like, you need to remember your podcasting. And if you're going to say the flippant thought, either elaborate on your thoughts or don't say that so flippantly. Should we just delete this fucking huge body of work that people are so attached to, including us?
I know, but you know what? Like, it's right. It's almost like, so I don't want to say validating. Validating isn't the word, but like what we have been pushing all along, that's like, we're always going to be misunderstood no matter what we say, like it's going to happen, has been even like more amplified since having announced that we were stopping the podcast. It's almost like, damn, like, did y'all not hear anything that we were going to say? This morning I woke up to have 20 TikToks. Brooke versus Tana again. Legal battle.
Mind you, we're texting each other about like Tory Burch flats yesterday. Like, it will just be till the
Which,
dawn.
by the way,
well, we're going to get into that. I owe you a serious fucking apology. But till the dawn of time, obviously it's going to be that. But I can admit that I think I played a part in that by just flippantly saying that sentiment, not elaborating any further, and then the start of the conversation. And just very quickly, first of all, I want to say, because at first I was having anxiety about it, like just all the comments and people being so misunderstood, and then Brooke versus Tana again. And I smoked a little weed, and I really thought about it, and I was like, I'm having anxiety about a made-up scenario. You know what I mean?
That's always
First
something
and
that
foremost,
helps.
all of your comments being lawyer up, girl, is so funny to me. Like,
It's so bad. And respectfully, they keep going, Tana wants to leave her with nothing.
like it's
I'm
which,
like, damn.
That original video that Tana uploaded to TikTok when she was addressing people saying that Brooke needs to get a lawyer, a lot of people were in my comment section when I originally talked about it, and they were saying the way that Tana was talking in that clip, they thought that it was coming more from like a legal standpoint, like she ran whatever she was going to say by her legal team. I mean, Tana, I feel like, I was talking to Dustin about this, I feel like she really is protesting against the fact that people thought that she was going to try to screw Brooke over in some way, because again, Tana does not have the best track record when it comes to certain things online. Now, I do think that Tana has matured a lot, especially from a business standpoint. So I don't know if Tana would have tried to pull something like that with Brooke, but I mean, I do understand where people's concern was coming from with the lawyer up thing.
Damn. Like,
which is so just first of all, like you could, right? Like in whatever this fake
here we go.
scenario is that these people want to be a part of. If you got lawyered up tomorrow, I wouldn't even feel a type of way, because you only are upset that someone's lawyered up if you have something to hide or you're trying to do something shisty, right? And like, I don't know how else I could make it more clear across the span of this podcast that I want nothing but the best for you. I'm like, sit on this couch. I've wanted.
Which there are people out there that are very shocked that Tana is so gracious when it comes to Brooke because of the whole like Mindy situation from their past.
To every part of my career and anything, I've wanted nothing but to send the elevator, to give you everything, to like, is that not clear at this point that all I've wanted is for the girl to make money and have a place to
What does Brooke have on her?
show her voice and be funny? I believe in her. Like, let's go on a million tours. Let's, like, you know what I mean? Do you really think that in the end of the canceled podcast, I'm gonna shiest the bitch on the AdSense? And what do you think the AdSense is? That I'm gonna shiest you on $4,000? Like, you know, it's like,
I mean, that's a lot of grand.
no, yes, but why would I do that? Like, in the very end, that's
Okay, here, but
like,
let me go on record and say I am that is your vlog channel. I would love for you to continue your vlogs. I love to watch your vlogs. I'm not saying you can't have the channel back. I'm saying I'm collecting on the videos that I'm in.
100%, and that would never. And
It was also my fault for saying I'm coming for my $30.
No, but that's also the thing that I guess people don't know off camera. I mean, anything that is canceled podcast, two of us, Brooke gets an amount of money of, and I would never, ever, 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 ever try to shiest you on that dollar. You earn that dollar. You know what I mean? That is so wild to me. And there's no part of this that is, but yeah, the channel, that's what I was trying to say. Obviously, for years, I built the channel to 2 million before canceled. I was uploading on the channel for years of my life and like had videos performing at the same rate that canceled was performing at, and like whatever. And I've seen the Trishas and the people over the world who like, and I own the channel, and I've seen people, you know what I mean, end up then using their channel for a million different podcasts. You know what I mean? Even Not Loveline lives on a channel that 19 podcasts were on before that, you know, like I was just kind of thinking about the future of my channel, and then, you know what I mean? That's where that conversation started. But obviously we should have had the full conversation. Not just, hey, should I delete everything? And
anyway,
I'm coming
comment down below any lawyers using.
And it's like, I give you mine. It's just, you know, I would never, ever.
I'm kidding.
I would never do you right. And I have nothing to even like to hide or to try to shiest. I think that's where it's funny to me. It's like lawyer up against what?
You know
I
what
would
we
just,
should do?
I'm giving it to her. I'm giving her everything she's owed.
You know what I think we should do? I think we should quietly.
I'm surprised that Tana does not want to keep the canceled podcast going in some way with Brooke as a host and bring in maybe like a rotating guest host, or maybe even her friend Paige could come in and do like a host spot with Brooke. I'm surprised she doesn't want to keep it going and stay on as maybe like some producer role so she continues to earn some kind of revenue, because I mean, it is a very successful podcast and there are so many people that are upset about it.
Go into some of those episodes and do a little chip chop.
That is what I should have also said, is it's not like I'm trying to delete canceled from ever happening. Like, I'll sit down for an interview today and someone will ask me about TanaCon and Jake Paul. Like, I'm so well aware that big things of, you can't delete big things of.
Oh my God, speaking of TanaCon, I keep seeing that Michael Weiss guy over on TikTok. He's trying to like get it popping over there. It's like trying to make fetch happen. It's not happening.
Not that I even want to, but do you know what I mean?
It's not possible. It lives
Yes,
forever.
like, and I'm happy with that. I think that I was more so trying to say there are definitely quiet moments of canceled that I would love to, like, even the and I'm still naming her in the goddamn second to last
that woman's
episode.
hard.
Like, but I'm just, there are things that I'm not proud of, but at the same time, it is a scrapbook. And after further just coming home and not having to hear that double-ended dildo video every night, like, I don't want to delete it. And I don't want to delete you. I don't want to delete us. It's just, it really canceled. It's going to be canceled till the very end. Like, truly, God, honestly. Like, and I was debating even talking about it today, because then this leaves room for people to then comment on this, and then like, but what I will not
It's
do,
dangerous.
what I will not do is sit down for the final episode of the canceled podcast addressing something. I owe myself more than that.
You're so right.
Like that, the final episode should be just.
Has Tana really had like any like major drama during the time the canceled podcast has been a thing? Because obviously we know Brooke has had many a scandal that Tana even sat down and basically threw her to the wolves and was like, I have to sit here alone today because I owe that to the audience, and Brooke is awful. Like, you know, that is what she was thinking.
What we want it to be, and nothing more than that.
So there you have it for everyone that has been wondering what is going to be happening to all of your favorite episodes of the canceled podcast. I personally, in just my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, I don't know, but I totally think that Tana was going to be deleting those episodes of the canceled podcast off of that channel and moving on about her business and her life, uploading some kind of vlog. And I am happy for Brooke that, according to Tana, she is going to continue to get her shekels from whatever the canceled podcast brings in. I honestly was hoping that the last episode of the canceled podcast was just going to be them sitting down and addressing everything that people have called them out for during their time of doing the canceled podcast, but it looks like that is not going to be what we are getting. I saw some people down in the comment section saying that it needs to be the longest episode that they have ever uploaded. Girl, how long do y'all want that damn episode to be? Because the one that I was just watching, that video in its entirety is over 2 hours long. So how much longer do you guys want that video to be? So with that said, everyone, that is it for this video. I hope that you did enjoy it. I want to say thank you to Fume for once again sponsoring my channel. If you have made it this far in the video, please hit the subscribe button as well as the thumbs up. And if you have the feature available, if you so choose, please hit the hype button. I will greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys all in my next video.